both history and hysteria in itself. Inside the walls of Allegiant Stadium, a gargantuan crowd for a juggernaut football match. The eyes of the world fixated on Las Vegas, fixated on Real Madrid, Barcelona. Whether you're watching in London, Lisbon, Lahore, Liverpool, this is Las Vegas. Arguably the entertainment capital of the world, and the perfect place for both to enthrall and compel. Handshakes aplenty, and all eyes on Robert Lewandowski, the new Barcelona centre-forward, making his debut today. So then let's focus on Real Madrid then, Matt Lawrence, your eyes focusing on both ends of the field today.
Yes, certainly for me, this could be the end of the line for Eden Hazard and his Real Madrid career. I feel he needs to offer us something. Of course, not just tonight. This is still a pre-season friendly. Whatever we think of this massive occasion, but we need to see something from him. He needs to stay fit and he needs to offer us what we saw at Chelsea. And talking about Chelsea, the other end of the field, I'm a defender by trade, all about Rudiger. What can he offer this Real Madrid backline? Can he offer stability alongside Militao?
So then, from a Barcelona perspective, Xavi, the head coach, is in attendance, we're told. 5 adjustments after that 6-0 thumping of Major League Soccer's Inter Miami. All eyes undoubtedly, though, Matt Lawrence, on Robert Lewandowski.
And why wouldn't they be? We've seen his face flash up on the big screen time and time again. He's met rapturous roars every time we see his face, but he's all about goals, isn't he? Just under $50 million they paid to Bayern Munich for this guy who's 33 years of age, nearly 34. He hasn't got many years left, but if he can carry this Barcelona side to La Liga glory and then to Champions League glory, it will be worth every penny, even if he only lasts a season or two.
So then, the fixture that he is more than familiar of, over 500 appearances and 15 major honours as a Barcelona player, now in charge of steering the ship. Carlo Ancelotti, of course, returning to Real Madrid after success elsewhere, the former Juventus, Chelsea, Paris Saint-Germain and Bayern München man now again in charge of Real Madrid and delivered their 35th league title and their 14th Champions League triumph, arriving from Everton last season. Well, regardless of this being a so-called friendly, it is a fixture that lives right on the edge. In a place that often delivers sport right on the edge. A compelling and enthralling evening expected. And so away we go. We welcome you to the planet's ultimate club game, this modern-day juggernaut of a football match, the champions of Europe, the conquerors of Spain up against the most envious and immaculate of rivals. A classic of its time, and quite beautifully, appropriately named El Clasico. Welcome to one of the great thrills of our game. Welcome to Real Madrid versus Barcelona. An exhibition version of it, but Matt Lawrence, this will hardly be friendly here this evening.
No, it won't be at all. And look, my football snobbery is well and truly in check. This is a massive game here, massive sense of occasion, certainly for all of the fans here, and of course for the players on show here as well. Both sides have gone with really strong lineups, and already we see in the middle third of the park, the challenges are going to go in. This isn't going to be a particularly friendly.
Exhibit A, Robert Lewandowski, with a rather spontaneous and aggressive introduction to El Clasico. Here's Courtois. Real Madrid, of course, finishing above Barcelona in the standings in the La Liga table once again last year. Champions of Europe after beating Liverpool in the UEFA Champions League final. He once again masterminded it. 13 points they finished ahead of second place Barcelona in the last campaign. Barcelona with no league title for the last 3 years. As it stands, the La Liga trophy has found a home in Madrid, in between both Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid. Barcelona in need of some fine-tuning. Robert Lewandowski, the well-oiled Polish goal-scoring machine, here to answer their call. Here's Araujo. Barcelona look for an early advantage here. Ansu Fati walks across goal, scrambled away by Rudiger. Back into the danger zone. Met in mid-flight by Militao. Fast and frantic start to El Clasico here in Las Vegas.
It is, and I think you make a really valid point, Callum, as well, about Barcelona and the fact that they've played second best to their biggest rivals, Real Madrid, for 3 years now. 2018-19 was the last time they won La Liga, and I think they want to put down a marker. They want to put down a marker as early as possible, and that could start here in Las Vegas. Granted, no points are on show at all, but they've started fast, they've started frenetic, Barcelona here. And there's a reason that they've brought in the likes of Rafinha. There's a reason they've brought in Lewandowski, Frank Kessie, Andreas Christensen as well. It is to propel themselves and to get a foothold not only in La Liga but also Champions League and be successful again, to back where they believe they belong.
Here's Ansu Fati. Gets the halfway out he needs. Tidied up by Rodrigo for Real Madrid. Vinicius Junior taken down, no free kick given. Here's Camavinga to tidy up. Vasquez. Amongst the crowd. Camavinga again. Alaba. The former Bayern Munich man who played alongside Robert Lewandowski for many a year. Barcelona forced into a defensive moment. Christensen coming across the cover.
Yeah, about the first we've seen of Andreas Christensen, the man who's come across from Chelsea, of course, on a free transfer. A great signing, Christensen. Really is very solid defensively and suits the Barcelona mould as well. Very comfortable on the ball, will be more than happy to carry the ball out of the back.
Jordi Alba interrogating pass forwards, which Courtois is able to gather. Of course, no Karim Benzema for Real Madrid here this evening. He's of course joined them on this pre-season tour of the United States, but Carlo Ancelotti neglecting to give him the opportunity of playing in front of the crowd here today. Different role for Eden Hazard up front for Real Madrid. Figo. The referee's been lenient in the opening 5 minutes.
Absolutely concur, very lenient. Sometimes you like the game to flow, but also you don't really want to let everything go and just offer up the players on the field. If they think the referee's been lenient in pre-season, they're going to have a little nibble in the middle of the park, aren't they? They'll put the challenges in.
History on the fly side from another new boy for Barcelona, Rafinha, who's arrived after 11 goals in 35 Premier League appearances for Leeds United under the American Jesse Marsch last season.
Yeah, and a poor Leeds United side as well, so to be scoring 11 goals in a side that just about escaped relegation. You know the guy's got talent, and he really did instigate this move between himself and Barcelona. There was no way in the world he was going to be allowed to stay at Leeds United. However much Leeds United coveted him, wanted him to stay, he was always going to be on the move, similar to Calvin Phillips in a way, and Manchester City.
Rafinha The most expensive signing of the off-season for Barcelona, costing the club 48 million euros. Lewandowski, the most high-profile though, no doubt about it. Here's Rodrigo, cutting his path by the ever so impressive Pedri in the centre of midfield. Here's Christensen. Busquets. Delightful little dip forwards, required the intervention which came from Alba. Thibaut Courtois, immaculate goalkeeper on his day. Alba, Ter Stegen. Figure on hand here for Real Madrid. Militao. Antonio Rudiger, another free transfer arrival. Chelsea in the off-season. Miscue. Perhaps Barcelona can take advantage. Ansu Fati seems to get himself tangled up.
He certainly did get himself tangled up, Ansu Fati there. But also you have to credit Lucas Vázquez for getting himself back into position. He had just vacated that right-back berth initially, but got himself back in position. And talking about fullbacks, it looks as though Antonio Rudiger is playing as a left-back at the moment. Certainly surprising to us, but I don't think it's just that's where he's positioned now. I think that's where he has been for the first few minutes of the game, and I think that's his position for the first 45 minutes. Certainly my assumption, not why Real Madrid signed him to play as a left-back, Callum.
Talking of left-backs, Alaba into Fati. Pedri with a delightful ball to the far side, into the green-booted Rafinha. Garcia. Plays it beautifully into the path of Rafinha once more. Here come Barcelona. Rafinha, twinkle-toed. Busquets. Gavi. Barcelona happy to retreat for the time being. Already short of 10 minutes, the Olays have started. Here's Rafinha. Twisting and turning. And this time, the standing fullback Antonio Rudiger doing just about enough to thwart Rafinha.
Well, his one-on-one defending is certainly going to be tested here, and you see it. The quick feet, the trickery of Rafinha. But Rudiger stood up big and strong, and he watched the ball. He wasn't watching the hip movements, he wasn't watching the body sways of Rafinha. Watched the ball and defended really well there, Rudiger.
Well, Madrid find something here. Valverde. Delightful ball in towards Eden Hazard. Defended by Garcia. Ter Stegen. Into Busquets. Cleverly done by Lewandowski. Barcelona pressing forward here. Lewandowski. Good save by Courtois. First real test of the Belgian goalkeeper this evening.
And this is what the crowd came to see. That man there with a ball in his feet, Lewandowski. But credit the defence of Real Madrid because they congregate around the German, or the Pole, Lewandowski. And as he strikes towards that near post, Ter Stegen gets down very well to his left-hand side. Too wide though, too tight an angle really for Lewandowski to trouble Ter Stegen.
Cleverly done. Ansu Fati unable to combine. It's not the best efforts of Robert Lewandowski. Camavinga comfortably into the path of Courtois. Just the 29 La Liga goals conceded last season for the Belgian. With Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid and Chelsea. 15 clean sheets last season. He has some work to do to get a clean sheet here tonight. Lewandowski, flipped away by Alaba. Rodrigo. Now return of Real Madrid. Vinicius Junior. Can they find something here? Rodrigo. Chilwell. Aurelian Chilwell. Now the all-age starting for the Real Madrid fans. Hazard. Vinicius Junior creating half a yard. Around its supporters, Rudiger took a deflection and scrambled away by Alaba.
Well, the marauding Antonio Rudiger very much on show at the moment down that left-hand side. As I say, this is not why Real Madrid bought him. Certainly my assumption, they didn't buy him to be playing as a left-back. But playing as a left-back he is right now. Alaba and Militao, the left-sided and right-sided centre-halves. He's really doing a job on Rafinha right now, is Rudiger.
Garcia, Spanish international. First left Barcelona in 2017 for Manchester City, but then returned in 2021. He's 21 years of age. And for those potential suitors watching on, in case you're wondering, the buyout clause is just the 400 million euros. Rudiger making the challenge necessary. Alaba getting the better of his former teammate Robert Lewandowski. Here's Rafinha. Gavi. Garcia once again. The pass from Christensen. Displays the right arm in apologetic fashion. We're looking at a clash between two former SC Bayern players here.
Alaba certainly with a raised foot there. Lewandowski just at the last minute just ducked his head. Took a little bit of a nick on the shoulder, but he'll be all right, Lewandowski. Here he is again, Callum as well. Rudiger, you see him playing as a fullback, taking the throw-ins. Completely old school, old-fashioned route. Fullback right now, Rudiger. Very surprising, I think, to see him in that position. But he's sticking limpet-like to Rafinha at the moment. And so far, honours not quite even. Honours really have gone to Rudiger.
Well, he's had admirers in Madrid for many a year. The 29-year-old joined in June after 5 seasons at Chelsea. Ironically, his last Chelsea goal came against Real Madrid in the UEFA Champions League quarter-finals.
Also, his best season at Chelsea was his last season. No surprise for me, you quite often see that, whether it's in football, whether it's in NBA, NFL players coming to the end of their contracts. They seem to find that extra 1 or 2% to show to potential suitors what they can do.
And he's been able to find the extra 1 or 2 bodies this season, hasn't he, Carlo Ancelotti? Very busy, and once again, the whole host of money spent by Real Madrid to keep themselves where many believe they belong, towards the top end of European football. Busquets. Forward at the second time of asking, repelled by Alba. Now Camavinga, turning into trouble, able to wriggle away. Never so delightfully. Rodrigo. Camavinga taken down. Referee immediately recognising the situation.